Welcome and thank you for joining us today for Empowering a Mobile Workforce, an objective comparison of leading mobile device management platforms. My name is Raleigh Gould and I'll be your moderator for today's event. Our featured speaker is Steve Brasen, Managing Research Director at Enterprise Management Associates. Steve has 20 years of in-the-trenches experience in IT system support, engineering, and management for high technology, telecoms, and financial institutions. And before I hand things over to Steve, I did want today's audience to know that today's event is being recorded, and you will receive a follow-up email from EMA tomorrow that will include the on-demand playback as well as a link to the full report if you're interested in that. And now I'd like to go ahead and turn things over to our featured speaker, Steve Brasen. Steve?
Thank you, Raleigh, and thank you all for joining us today for our discussion on how to identify leading mobile device management platforms and solutions. Now, EMA recently released the results of our 2016 Mobile Device Management Radar Report evaluation, which provides an independent and objective side-by-side comparison of leading solutions on the market today. And the focus of today's presentation will be to reveal the key results from this research as we identify the 12 leading vendor solutions that address enterprise mobile device management challenges. First, here's a look at our agenda. We'll begin with a brief overview of how EMA is approaching and assessing the broad topic of enterprise mobility management. Then we'll just target more specifically the scope of the EMM subcategory mobile device management. Now, this will lay the foundation for us to reveal the characteristics of a preferred MDM solution and provide indications of the key factors reviewed in EMA's independent evaluation. And finally, we'll reveal the primary results of the comparison evaluation, including the identification of leading platforms and special recognition awards for innovative solutions. Now, I want to begin by clarifying some of the confusion around mobile management terminology. The topic of today's discussion, mobile device management, was really the first industry term adopted to discuss processes and tools for supporting smartphones and tablets. Now, as the name implies, mobile device management provides a device-focused processes and solutions for accelerating user productivity and endpoint reliability. However, MDM alone does not represent the full scope of mobile management. And EMA believes mobile management solutions can actually be segmented into four logical categories. In addition to mobile device management, there's mobile security management, which focuses on data loss prevention, risk mitigation, compliance attainment, and restricting remote access to enterprise systems. And there's also BYOD, or Bring Your Own Device Management, which focuses on solutions for isolating business software resources from a user's personal applications to allow consumer-focused devices to be used for non-business purposes without compromising business requirements. And mobile application management focuses on the secure delivery, high performance, and high availability of enterprise applications. Now, collectively, these four practices comprise the all-encompassing process of enterprise mobile management. The reason I wanted to start with this clarification is because mobile device management is very frequently confused with mobile security management, or even worse, as a term referring to all of enterprise mobile management. But these terms are not actually interchangeable. So to provide a complete and fair evaluation of the mobile management market, EMA is preparing individual radar report evaluations on all five of these practice areas. The recently released mobile device management report is the first topic in this series, and we will be following it up in a few months with the report on mobile security management. BYOD and mobile application management reports will systematically follow, and we'll wrap up the series with a report on enterprise mobile management solutions, which are solutions that provide integrated and comprehensive feature sets that cross all four of the other pillars. So what exactly is an EMA radar report? Well, It is an independent and objective evaluation of leading solutions supporting specific management practices. Leading solution providers or vendors are identified and their platforms are carefully evaluated across 5 key axes. Architecture and integration looks at the platform's hardware and software design, as well as the level of integration across the internal components of the solution, and integration with external or third-party solutions as well. Functionality reviews the breadth of features included with the platform and how well each of these features performs specific tasks. Deployment and administration identifies ease of use in implementing, utilizing, and maintaining the platform. Cost advantage determines total cost of adoption of the platform, including license costs, maintenance costs, and the costs of any required hardware or software infrastructure. And vendor strength focuses on the long-term viability of the solution provider and its commitment to maintaining and improving the platform. Now, I know there are some other reports out there that only focus on the last of these, the strength of the vendor in a particular market, which I suppose is helpful if you're an investor, but the EMA Radar report is really intended as a product comparison report, and it aims to provide pragmatic guidance on which solutions are optimal for organizations to actually adopt. As mentioned, our inaugural radar report on the mobile market targets solutions supporting mobile device management requirements to help organizations perform their own product evaluations and to help provide some understanding of the considerations that went into the EMA Radar report evaluation. I'd like to share with you the key characteristics of what we consider to be an ideal MDM solution. Starting with architecture and integration, an ideal MDM solution should be architected to support all mobile devices from a single centralized management console. Even if multiple management servers are necessary to support large or distributed environments, all devices should still be managed from a single master server and accessed from a single interface. Broad heterogeneous support for mobile platforms should also be included with the product set to ensure a wide range of end users can be supported with a single solution. At minimum, iOS and Android platforms should be supported. However, support for Windows devices is also highly valued due to the increased adoption rates of Windows mobile devices in the enterprise and the potential advantages of Windows 10 cross-platform supports. The solutions should be highly scalable so that it can easily grow to meet expanding mobile requirements. We favor a modular approach to achieving scalability as it allows organizations to adopt and expand the platform according to their size and level of MDM maturity. However, to be effective, all modules within a product set must be fully integrated. So integrated and modular is what we believe to be the best approach. A direct integration should also be established with third-party management products to extend the platform capabilities and meet unique business needs. And to be clear, direct integration implies the solutions share a common code, employ common data collection processes, utilize a common management interface, and store in a common repository out of the box and without the need for any additional customizations. Some examples of direct integrations with MDM platforms would be federated access to a configuration management database, integrations with virtualization management platforms, and the ability to directly access and update records on a service desk. Additionally, robust APIs can be provided to allow the easy establishment of custom integrations. Of particular note, EMA highly values solutions that support unified endpoint management, that is, providing an integrated platform for supporting mobile devices along with desktop and laptop PCs from a single management interface. A complete list of device-centric features included in mobile device management would be too long to provide in this presentation alone. However, they can be organized into 5 key categories. For asset management, all mobile devices used to access business resources should be detected and recorded in a centralized data repository along with installed application details and information on configurations, owners, and device health status. For provisioning, A centralized and controlled method should be provided for the secure installation of enterprise applications onto remote devices. IT administrators should have the ability to remotely push software to devices, and end users should be empowered to provision IT resources themselves via an enterprise app store or some other self-service user portal. With endpoint configuration, IT administrators should be able to remotely configure device systems, networks, and email accounts with little or no end-user interaction. Problem remediation speaks to the ability to automatically identify and report system, network, and application issues, including failure events, errors, and degraded performance. Full details of an incident should be recorded and made accessible from a centralized dashboard, and IT administrators should have the ability to remotely log into and control supported mobile devices to perform remediation and maintenance activities. Now, in the event a device is damaged beyond repair, all device data should be recoverable from a remote backup. And endpoint security and compliance, which is obviously a very broad category, but here specifically describes device-centric security practices, including device lock and white, malware protection, data copy and redistribution restrictions, white and blacklisting of installed applications, device location tracking, rooting and jailbreaking detection, and password management. Deployment and administration factors include infrastructure complexity. The ease at which a solution can be deployed is directly related to the complexity of the infrastructure supporting it. So simple architectures with fewer hardware and software elements to install are favored. If agents need to be deployed or managed devices, they should be automatically pushed from the console server to targeted devices or made available for download by the end users from a publicly available source such as a website or an app store. Administration is simplified with an intuitive and customizable console interface that consolidates all MDM processes, dashboards, and reports. Role-based profiles that are integrated with listing services like Active Directory also simplifies administration by allowing users to be organized into logical groups, such as by job function or department or device type, and then collectively supported with a common set of permissions and restrictions. Vendors must also display a commitment to supporting the MDM platform by offering maintenance contracts that deliver responsive and continuously available live support, as well as timely product updates. And vendors should engage with their user communities by hosting online forums, regular conferences or meetings to educate organizations on the effective use of their respective platforms and on MDM best practices. For cost advantage, EMA favors pricing models that are simple to understand, offered as either a one-time perpetual license or recurring monthly or annual subscription license. Some vendors offer both subscription or perpetual licenses. License costs may be calculated per user or per device. Naturally, per user pricing is advantaged in organizations that have users that employ more than one device, like they have a smartphone and a tablet. Then you only pay one price for support of both devices. Of course, license costs are not the only factor in the total cost of ownership in the solution. So platforms with minimal hardware and software infrastructure requirements are also preferred. This is an important factor considering when reviewing cloud-hosted solutions that require no additional infrastructure purchases like console servers and SQL databases. A modular and integrated architecture will also assist with providing a cost advantage by allowing customers to purchase only the capabilities they actually need rather than to waste money on features that most likely will go unused. And an optimal solution will include maintenance costs or only charge a minimal fee for maintenance support and product upgrades. Finally, maintenance costs are only charged commonly, maintenance contracts are only offered for an annual fee priced as a percentage of the initial purchase price. But you have to be careful because maintenance costs can add up over time. Typically, vendors that offer license subscriptions include maintenance support with that subscription. Consumers should also always be aware of vendor stability and its commitment to a platform prior to adoption of the solution in order to be sure of its long-term viability. And that's why we look for a solution with a positive vendor strength. A vendor that is financially strong, with high revenue and vast equity, is more likely to continue support for a management platform. Also, solutions providers that invest heavily in research and development are likely to maintain continual value in the platform architecture and feature set. Strategic and channel partnerships also increase vendor relevance in the market space, and customer loyalty extends visible credibility. Additionally, a vendor's vision and strategy for development, innovation, and foresight of future requirements will indicate whether a management solution will remain competitive in a rapidly evolving market like that of mobile device management. EMA's review process for the Mobile Device Management Radar report began with an identification of critical MDM features and capabilities. Now, this list was used to establish evaluation KPIs that were ranked and weighted to correspond with the requirements we determined to be prioritized by organizations that have adopted or plan to adopt MDM platforms. The KPI prioritizations the determinations for them are based on discussions with IT operations managers, survey-based research responses, and mobile users, as well as our own experience and knowledge of enterprise requirements and best practices. Now, from these KPIs, a minimum level of functional requirements was determined to identify which management platforms qualify for recognition as a leading MDM solution. The minimum requirements included providing automation to support all 5 of the principal functional elements: asset management, device provisioning, endpoint configuration, device remediation, and endpoint security. Initially, we identified and reviewed more than 50 vendors offering or that claimed to offer MDM solutions. 16 of these were selected as offering the most comprehensive MDM support as defined by our pre-established KPIs. And each of those was invited to participate in the next stage of the evaluation process. A detailed questionnaire on the capabilities, costs, and supportability of their respective product sets was submitted to each of the selected MDM solution providers, and more than 150 points of comparison were considered, and all the responses were carefully vetted for accuracy. EMA also conducted interviews with vendor customers to confirm product capabilities and indicate customer satisfaction with the product set. Scoring of the vendor solutions was mathematically calculated by correlating available features, architectures, pricing, and capabilities with the predetermined KPIs. From these results, only the solutions that displayed outstanding leadership and achieved high scores continued forward in the evaluation to be included in this report. Final scoring of each product set was used in the product comparison charts and in the determination of award winners. All told, 12 vendors passed our very stringent vetting process to be considered leading solutions in mobile device management. In order for a product set to be credited with a feature or capability in EMA's evaluation, it was required to meet 3 strict criteria. The features needed to be generally available with the solution at the time of the evaluation. So any features that were in beta testing or were scheduled to be included in a later release of the management suite were not actually eligible for consideration. All features needed to be self-contained within the included package sets. Any features that were not included but available from separately for an additional cost from the same vendor or from third-party vendors did not qualify. And all reported features needed to be clearly documented in publicly available resources, such as user manuals or technical papers, so we could verify their existence and ensure they are formally supported. Scoring on cost advantage was actually performed empirically by calculating all the implementation cost elements in a solution against against 6 independent support models that we developed. Now, of course, because subscription pricing and maintenance contracts accumulate costs over time, we evaluated solutions over both a short 3-year time frame and a long 7-year time frame. Now, for each of those, we calculated the costs for a small business supporting 100 users, a medium business supporting 1,000 users, and a large business supporting 10,000 users. EMA primary research indicates, on average, users employ 1.4 mobile devices. That's an average. That's why there's a percentage, there's a decimal point there. But this factor was used. It was applied to compare the per user versus per device pricing. So we could increase the number of devices supported for per user licensing. If a vendor offered more than one type of pricing, we calculated all price options against our models and credited the solution with the highest scores achieved. So on that note, I'm very proud to reveal the results of our research. The EMA Mobile Device Management Radar Report Market Landscape Chart. And to explain the chart, EMA defines value as the ratio derived from the strength of a product set against its cost efficiency. So put simply, the more you pay for a solution, the greater the advantages you should receive in terms of breadth of functionality and supportability. With that in mind, the vertical axes on this chart combine scores for functionality with architecture and integration to define the solution impact or the strength of the product set. The horizontal axes combines scores for cost advantage with deployment and administration to define the deployment cost efficiency, because together these two indicate both the CapEx and OpEx components of a total cost of ownership. So the size of each bubble in this chart represents the vendor strength. Vendors that were most effectively balanced solutions, that most effective at balancing solution strength with cost efficiency, landed in that dark green triangle in the upper right-hand corner and were identified as value leaders. Again, we've only charted here the 12 solutions identified as leading providers of MDM capabilities. So by extension, any solutions not noted here would fall lower on the chart if fully scored against our KPIs. So very briefly, here are the 12 leading MDM solution providers, starting with the value leaders and in alphabetical order. Citrix leverages technologies adopted following its acquisition of Zenprise, along with other end-user productivity solutions to provide Citrix Zen Mobile, an easy-to-use modular approach to enterprise mobility management. The MDM edition of Citrix Zen Mobile, which was evaluated as a standalone platform in the Radar report, was identified as a cost-effective but still highly functional solution. IBM acquired solution provider FiberLink in 2013 and leveraged its flagship management platform, MOS 360, to introduce IBM Mobile First Protect, a cloud-hosted solution for mobile device management, mobile application management, and mobile content management. EMA evaluated the Mobile First Protect Advanced Mobility Management Module as a standalone solution and determined it provided one of the most feature-rich MDM solutions while still maintaining a very low total cost of ownership. The Mobile Iron Enterprise Mobility Management Platform was purpose-built to enable enterprises to secure and manage mobile devices, applications, and content while providing their employees with device choice, privacy, and native user experience. SOTI MobiControl integrates support for device applications, content, and security from a single management console. Out-of-the-box provisioning capabilities enable rapid agent installation and configuration of remote devices for fast onboarding and improved IT agility, particularly in larger support stacks. Following its acquisition of AirWatch in 2013, VMware has been systematically integrating the platform with its extensive VMware Horizon and VMware App Volumes end-user computing solutions. AirWatch is designed to help organizations easily deploy, configure, secure, manage, and support smartphones, tablets, and other devices across a variety of operating environments. The AirWatch platform includes solutions for mobile device, email, application, content, browser, and browser management. Our analysis actually indicated AirWatch provided the strongest overall MDM feature set among all the solutions we evaluated for this report. And here are the vendors identified as providing strong value in mobile device management. CA Technologies introduced its integrated CA Enterprise Mobile Management Suite in 2014. Key features of this includes smart containerization technology to enhance the flexibility, security, and provisioning of applications and data services to mobile endpoints. Heat Software, which was formed fairly recently from the merger of systems and service management solution provider Front Range Software with security vendor Lumention. Heat Software has architected a unified endpoint management platform that consolidates enterprise mobile management, PC client lifecycle management, and security management and service management all into a single integrated administrative platform supported from a single unified console interface. Notable features from the MDM product set include broad heterogeneous platform support, asset management, malware protection, communication filtering, and built-in backup and recovery. Jamf Software provides solutions specifically focused and targeted on Apple-based platforms. And the Jamf Software Casper Suite is designed to help organizations maintain, update, and optimize their fleet of iOS and Mac OS X devices. The Kaseya Virtual Systems Administrator platform provides a framework of integrated solutions for the remote monitoring and management of comprehensive IT functions accessible from a single unified console. The Kaseya Enterprise Mobility Management, the EMM platform, is an optional module for Kaseya VSA. At a subscription price of only $1 per named user per month, Kaseya EMM was identified in our analysis as having the lowest license costs of any of the leading MDM solutions. Next, building on technology adopted from its acquisition of Wavelink, LANdesk has introduced the LANdesk Mobility Manager platform, which includes outstanding features for asset management, network management, and the remote device control. Manage Engine Mobile Device Management Plus can be adopted as a standalone solution or may be used to extend management support of the vendor's flagship endpoint management platform, Manage Engine Desktop Central, to support smartphones and tablets in order to provide functionality for application management, security management, BYOD management. Manage Engine customers noted self-service functionality very specifically, including the ability of users to provision applications, track devices, and lock devices as a particular strength of the platform. Sophos Mobile Control was purpose-built to secure mobile devices, content, and applications with a user-centric approach. Identified by customers as a platform that is easy to deploy and manage, SMC includes key features for asset management, provisioning, configuration, and malware protection. As part of our evaluations, we also identified 3 vendors that stood out for providing innovations in mobile device management that went above and beyond our review KPIs. Heat Software was recognized as providing the most comprehensive unified endpoint management solution. While offered independently, the Heat MDM and Heat client management platforms were developed from the ground up on a common platform for a truly unified management experience in supporting all endpoints in an enterprise, including servers, desktops, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Heat Unified Endpoint Management utilizes a common management interface, a consolidated asset database, a single reporting engine, and mutual processes for managing user profiles. The platform also incorporates multi-device support for threat management, vulnerability management, and data security management. And in addition, Heat Software believes service management is an integral part of unified endpoint management and has directly integrated multi-device service desk and service catalog features. LANdesk, Landesk is credited for providing the best remote control solution. With Landesk Mobility Manager, administrators can remotely replicate the device view of any supported user directly from the management console. Remote control features include the ability to perform script navigation and screen taps. It can also remotely suspend and reset devices, view device health status, and perform in-session user messaging. And SOTI is recognized for providing the best device provisioning, including out-of-the-box with the SOTI Mobi Control is SOTI Mobi Control Stage, which enables IT staff to rapidly install the Mobi Control agent and remotely configure devices such as Wi-Fi, VPN, and Bluetooth. Mobi Control Stage also expedites enrollment via barcode scanning using multiple forms of input. Now, clearly our evaluation goes far deeper than we are able to prevent in this brief webinar, so I strongly encourage any organization seeking to adopt a mobile device management platform to first download the MDM Radar report from the link noted here. It's the ideal starting point for initiating your own product comparison evaluation. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Raleigh.
Great. Thank you, Steve. As Steve mentioned, I do encourage you to check out the full report. There's also a summary available at this URL as well. Steve, we're almost out of time, but I would like to ask one question that came in, and it is, which is more cost-effective, perpetual or subscription licensing?
That's a great question. I'm glad that one was asked. There's a really subscription licenses have become much more popular in recent years. So this is a big concern for organizations looking to adopt the solution today. Which way do you go, subscription license or just pay for a perpetual license? From our cost analysis, we found that the typical breaking point between the two is about 2 years. So that is, at about 2 years, the amount of money spent on a subscription equals the amount of money that would have been spent on a perpetual license, along with any additional maintenance costs. So if you're planning to keep a solution for more than 2 years and your budget can support the additional upfront costs, I'd strongly consider a perpetual license. And from our radar analysis perspective, you'll note that we looked at 3-year and 7-year timeframes with our pricing model. So obviously, our scoring does favor perpetual licenses.
Great. Thank you for that explanation, Steve. And I wanted to thank the audience for taking time out of your schedule to join us today. As I mentioned at the start, you will be receiving a follow-up email from EMA tomorrow that will include the on-demand playback. And if you're interested in the reports, there will be links for more information about those reports. Thanks again for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.